Hi everyone, this lesson is about past perfect. The past perfect is a verb tense, which is used to show that an action took place once or many times before another point in the past. The past perfect is formed using had plus past participle. Questions are indicated by inverting the subject and had. Negatives are made with not. For example, if you make a statement, you would say, you had studied English before you moved to New York. For a question, had you studied English before you moved to New York? And for negative, you had not studied English before you moved to New York. Let's look at some of the past perfect uses. Use number 1, completed action before something in the past. The past perfect expresses the idea that something occurred before another action in the past. It can also show that something happened before a specific time in the past. For example, I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Kauai. I did not have any money because I had lost my wallet. Tony knew Istanbul so well because he had visited the city several times. She only understood the movie because she had read the book. Use number 2, duration before something in the past, non-continuous verbs. With non-continuous verbs and some non-continuous uses of mixed verbs, we use the past perfect to show that something started in the past and continued up until another action in the past. So for example, we had that car for 10 years before it broke down. And by the time Alex finished his studies, he had been to London, or he had been in London for over 8 years. They felt bad about selling the house because they had owned it for more than 40 years. Although these uses are normally limited to non-continuous verbs and non-continuous uses of mixed verbs, the words live, work, teach, and study are sometimes used in this way even though they are not non-continuous verbs. Specific times with the past perfect. Unlike with the past perfect, it is possible to use specific time words or phrases with the past perfect. Although this is possible, it is usually not necessary. For example, she had visited her Japanese relatives once in 1993 before she moved in with them in 1996. If the past perfect action did occur at a specific time, the simple past can be used instead of the past perfect when before or after is used in the sentence. The words before and after actually tell you what happens first, so the past perfect is optional. For this reason, both sentences in the next slide are correct. She had visited her Japanese relatives once in 1993 before she moved in with them in 1996. And she visited her Japanese relatives once in 1993 before she moved in with them in 1996. However, if the past perfect is not referring to an action at a specific time, past perfect is not optional. Compare the examples in the next slide. Here, the past perfect is referring to a lack of experience rather than an action at a specific time. For this reason, simple past cannot be used. For example, she never saw a bear before she moved to Alaska. This is not correct. She had never seen a bear before she moved to Alaska. This is correct. Let's put what we just learned into practice. We're going to answer 10 questions. Look at the blank and try to fill it in using the past tense. Mary had given me Tony's address before she left. Number 2. When the boys arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. Number 3. Before we reached the station, we saw that we had lost our way. Number 4. All the tickets had been sold before the concert began. Number 5. They took a shower after they had finished the game. Number 6. I asked Mr. Green how many books he had read. Number 7. Mom asked me why I had not tidied up my room. Number 8. Bob was sorry that he had told me the story. Number 9. Alan watched TV after he had lunch. And number 10. The sun had shone yesterday after it had been cold for many weeks. That's it. That's the end of the lesson, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you download the PDF worksheet, answer all the questions, and then check your answers. The answers are at the very bottom of the worksheet. Bye-bye.